Hello and welcome, Lynx here. We are playing this winter of ours. And it's been 3 days since I met Lux. The last video was yesterday. Yeah, 3 days yesterday. I guess time flies different in the real world and in the world of the game sometimes. Let's continue. The days have continued to be filled with silent marches through the snow, and the nights with surprisingly cozy slumbers. Like every morning, I see Lux is already wide awake before I am. She's outside the tent, scoping the route for the day. Eventually, Lux turns back to the tent and notices me in my half-asleep state. Morning. Oh, good morning. I naively thought our little adventure would only take a couple of days. But now... We have to go. He's coming. Day 3, another beginning. Wait, who's coming, supposedly? As I leave the tent, I notice more clouds than usual swirling on the horizon. Before I can stare for long, Lux catches my attention with a wave. I help Lux hurriedly pack her tent supplies into her bag and grab what little preserves I have left for myself. These will barely last me for another meal. You can eat those when you have more distance from him. For now, let's get a better look at how much time we have. Right. Him? What are you talking about? Lux takes my hand, and together we climb up a hill with a clearing above the trees. The sound of the crunching snow, so lovely. I can tell she's worried by how fast she's climbing, but never so fast to the point of pulling on me. Even now, she's still staying by my side. Once we reach the top, Lux comes to an abrupt stop and looks out at the horizon. There, do you see that? The morning sun had been engulfed by the sea of clouds, as tall as a great mountain, and reaching down to the snowy trees below with its wispy tendrils. The colossal wall of clouds barely moves, but slowly it inches towards us, its tendrils gradually wrapping around the trees ahead of it, as if dragging itself across the forest floor. I will not say how those clouds look like, but I bet you might have the idea what those clouds look like, especially if your mind is as broken as mine by the internet. Anyway, is that what we've been running from? Sorry. Is that what we've been running from? Yes. The Lord. As he's known. He hunts anyone who trespasses on his domain like us. His domain? Lux stretches out her arms and slowly turns towards me. This forest, all of it, as far as your eyes can see, and even further, they're all his. We aren't supposed to be here. But you live here! And all travelers cross through these parts on occasion, right? By horseback, he's not too difficult to avoid. But on foot, we'll have to spend most of our daylight hours avoiding him if we want to live. Especially with the snow with the snow winter brings, yeah. I see. A familiar sense of dread settles within me. The sense that I'm out of my element, precariously balancing on death's doorstep. One false move and I'd tumble down into the clutches of the Lord or the freezing cold, or... Lux has been watching me worry. She doesn't say a word. She only grasps my hand. For a moment she doesn't move. She merely continues to hold my hand. We lock eyes. I can read her solemn expression, and yet I feel at ease. I'm not sure what to say. Ready? Just as quickly as the moment came, it passed. I shake myself back into reality and nodded. Lead the way. hands still locked together, we march down the hill and begin our escape from him. A few more hours pass marching in mostly silence. Dude, now that I think about it, the fact that they have to walk basically through the entire day and in the snow. Dude, their legs must be so in pain. Yeah, must be nasty. I'm beginning to get used to marching in the snow, so Lux and I gradually pick up the pace. Part of me wants to sprint ahead, away from him. But another part of me realizes I'll lose more time by tripping over myself in the snow if I do that. So we continue marching on. As always, Lux isn't much of a conversationalist. For I have learned to bring up one topic if I ever wish to pique Lux's interest.
Say, you remember the trick you showed me the other day with Zio and the horse?
Yeah, what about it? Lux only ever looks back when we're talking about magic, even if only briefly.
Well, I was just reminded of it while looking at some icicles melting off the tree branches, and how they sometimes refract light similar to Zio sparks. Zio is a naturally occurring spell. It was completely sentient, mate. That is, someone crafted the spell by hand and documented it ages ago. If memory serves well, it's one of the oldest sentient made spells, actually.
Oh.
Which means they had to have observed a similar phenomenon occur in the natural world before committing it to a spell.
Oh, so you're wondering where the Zio guy got the idea for their spell?
Exactly! Spells are impossible to create purely from one's thoughts after all.
I don't know if that would be true. But on the other hand, maybe? I guess if you would like a simple like spark of fire, you would actually have to see fire. Okay, maybe she's right about this one. Yeah. Then again, we are kinda creative, so... There might have been some spells that came from just mind. Anyway.
Those thoughts come from somewhere in our reality and make their way into every spell that's ever been crafted. I even wonder if your version of the Zio spell was influenced by the sights and sounds you've experienced living in the forest.
Maybe so. I used to climb up trees and play with icicles when I was younger, tearing them off and smashing them against the trees.
That sounds fun!
It's a lot more fun when you're bored out of your mind. Sometimes the icicles smash into a mist that shines.
Sparkles, glimmers!
Oh yeah, it does that when the sun is just right. What's with the eyes? I think that's what Zio reminds me most of.
Wait! So you've been living in these parts for quite a while, haven't you?
Uh-oh, I don't think she liked that question.
Feel free to not dignify that with an answer. It's alright.
And silence falls yet again. Just when Lux was starting to warm up to me, I had to open my stupid mouth. Hey.
Yes?
I was thinking. Yes, I didn't kill the mood. Once we get far enough and set up camp for the night, could you show me more of your spells from your tomb? I'll tell it giggle.
Oh,
mostly at Lux's sudden earnestness.
Of course, I'll read them out to you again. Didn't from last night's reading pique your interest?
The funny one.
Come again?
The one with the snail dreams. A what?
Oh, right! Escarodin! For such a powerful spell, it's surprising that one of its side effects is inflicting the receiver snail visions only when they sleep.
Snail visions? What's that supposed to be?
I'd heard of dream magic before, but never anything so specific. Or...
I could have sworn I heard Lux let out a chuckle just now, but she digs her face further into a scarf to muffle herself.
Sorry, it's stupid. Don't worry, spells with strange effects are some of my favorites. I dedicate a whole chapter to them in my notes. Can you read more tonight? Of course.
The silence eventually settles back upon us, but somehow a lack of words feels less like a wedge between us and more like a blanket covering the two of us. Sounds good to me. Marching together as one, we continue onward. Her grip around my hand tightens, and she keeps looking behind us with an intense glare. Oh, maybe with that glare she sees further or something like that. Maybe it's a magic enhancement as well. Just guessing.
Lux, what's wrong? You said we've gotten far enough from him, right?
Shh. Lux leans in close to me, refusing to stop marching for even a moment.
Someone else is following us. Hoo 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 hoo!
Lux scolds me for raising my voice with another charge before continuing with a whisper.
I don't know, but we can't camp here. If they don't leave us, our only choices will be running or fighting.
I never had to do either before. Never? Really? Interesting. Maybe I'll do it neither and die already. No!
What are you doing? Snap out of it.
Just then, we hear a low growl in the distance. A wolf is in it. Luke snaps her head around and looks to eyes with...
Too late.
Three beasts emerge from the shadows, each donning a menacing pair of canines and a bloodthirsty stare.
Dagger wolves. This is bad, right? We won't be able to outrun them.
Yeah, I mean, wolves. Yeah. What's the point of even trying, I guess, in that way?
What? What? Quiet.
The beasts lower their stance and respond to my shriek with louder growls.
Loud or sudden movements will provoke them. Then what do we do?
We're going to die here.
This isn't happening here, this isn't happening to me. It is...
Fire. I'm sorry for being a selfish, stupid girl. In a time like this, all I can think about is what could have been. Another night by the campfire. With you. You cradling my hand in yours as we sit there in silence, even if only for just a moment. The warmth of the crackling fire enveloping us in an unspoken serenity.
Don't.
I'm sorry for thinking of something so selfish at a time like this. I'm sorry for dragging you down.
Don't let go. Hey? Look at my hand.
Lux's hand is on fire.
When did that? Answer quickly. Is this magic?
The fire isn't burning her at all. In fact, it appears the fire is emitting from her glove.
Yeah! It is Akilao, I believe. A more powerful fire spell than Aki. I didn't know you. I don't know any fire magic.
Now she does.
Oh! Then how did... It started when you were freaking out and wouldn't let go of me. Whatever it did, it's saving our lives.
The beast's gazes fixed on the fire in Lux's hand begin to slowly back away.
I don't know if the spell will continue if you let go of my hand. Right. I won't let go. Good. Let's see if this is enough to scare them away. Right.
Lux waves her flaming hand in front of the beasts, drawing an arc of fire across the air.
Yeah, yeah.
With lowered ears and faint whimpers, the three beasts back away quicker now. With a couple of more furious swings, two of the beasts run away with their tails between their legs. but the last one has a feral, hungry look in their eyes. Drool drips down from their open jaws as they lower their stance, seemingly ready to bet all odds on this kill.
This doesn't look good. No, it doesn't. Get back. Huh?
Luke steers free from my grasp before I find myself through tush first on the snow. The beast lunges towards Luke and she, with a single swipe through the air, guts open the beast's belly. That sounded as if you rip apart some cloth. That was definitely not the sound of skin being cut. I mean, I've managed to like cut myself while cooking, of course, and so on, so I do know how a skin being cut sounds like. And it's definitely not that sound. Anyway. Then again, I've never cut a belly, so I don't know. Technically, I was being cut on a belly for, given the fact that I don't have an appendix. But I was asleep, so I haven't heard the sound then. So maybe actually it does sound like that. Anyway, whatever. The beast lands with an uncomfortable splat, no longer moving. I hear something much lighter land softly on the ground nearby. Lux's glove? I notice her crowning her hand, now missing her glove. No, not a hand.
A claw? Ah. It's magic. One of those other spells that I use. Really? Do you know its name? Could you show me more? Not right now, no. Come on, let's set up a camp here. The dead body of their leader will scare off any other dagger wolves that want to mess with us. Right. Another one of your survival tactics, right? Yeah, not pretty, but better than spend the night running, don't you think? Fair point.
I help Luke set up our campfire and tent near the beast's body. The body has an unpleasant odor, but Luke doesn't seem to mind. She's already made it clear that she's used to the presence of death, but I still haven't acclimated myself to it just yet. While I can barely look at the body, Luke has already torn some pieces of flesh off the carcass and is currently roasting it over a fire.
You going to eat? Oh, no, I still have some...
I pat at my coat and realize the last of my food is no more.
Hey, so you know how snow hares eat bark?
Stop. Just stop.
You think I can... No. Right. You're not very good at this whole living thing.
Lux's out-of-pocket observation causes me to chuckle.
You may be right. At least you're here to chaperone me. Slay any beasts that come my way and whatnot. Give yourself some credit. The fight would have been a lot tougher if it wasn't for your fire magic. My fire magic? But I still can practice any magic. But you knew about the spell when I didn't. Somehow with your knowledge and my magic ability, together we are able to cast Algaello. I had heard of dual casters before, but I never thought...
Dual casters? I don't think... What? Wait, what? First time I heard of dual casters being two people and not a person being able to cast two at the same time, but okay. Fair enough.
Wait, I can practice magic with you together. We can... Oh, wow. Do you think we can, like, fly? Probably not. Oh, right. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but still. I can't believe I can practice magic. And it's all thanks to you. Again, I didn't do everything. So, thanks for being smart.
I'm not used to taking compliments.
No problem.
I bashfully look down at my feet when I notice...
Ow!
Has that cut on my hand always been there? Must have been the spell. Sorry.
Right, the claw spell.
Yeah, the claw spell.
Maybe you could show me now, if it's no bother.
You're bleeding. Should take care of that first.
Oh, right. What if we use the healing spell like Dia? Now we can practice magic direct and envision the spell for you and you can cast it into me.
Just tell me what to do.
Great.
Ask Lux to hold out her hand onto mine, and with my other uncut hand I grab onto hers. I imagine casting Dia, all of the texts I poured over night after night into the arts of healing flashing through my mind, and a faint verdant glow appears around Lux's hand. Is it working? The cut doesn't seem to be getting any better. It still stinks as much as it did before the spell started. Feel any different?
Not really, no. It's fine for it doesn't hurt that much. I guess I was getting a bit of help myself.
Want to try what is this freaking spell? Alekerki again?
Oh? Yeah, we should see if we can replicate that.
A what? Holding hands again, I turn magic fire once again. This time more clearly trying to summon Agi. Just like with the beasts, fire rises out of Lux's hand once more.
Huh?
I stop concentrating on the spell and the fire on Lux's hand quickly goes out. Interesting.
Agi seems to be just as responsive as Agilao before. I'm not sure on the specifics, but it looks like we won't be able to use healing magic on each other by sharing spells this way. But we can shoot fire.
At least, yeah. Wait, I messed up voices. Whatever.
At least, yes, but I'm sure there are other spells we can use if we put our minds to it. Just not the very important art of healing, I suppose.
To be fair, let's face it, healing is like one of top most boring magics. So, you know, maybe useful, but, you know, boring. Also, if you think about it, if you only study healing magic, let's face it, you are kinda, you know, you just heal. Suddenly, in a battle or anything, kinda useless. You are. The easier target to eliminate as well. The problem is your attacking force has to protect you. Yeah. Anyway. So if you study healing magic, study something else as well. Anyway. You should at least wrap up the cut with something. Use some pressure to stop the bleeding.
Oh, you're right.
Here, let me help. Lux fidgets with the end of her sleeve a bit until she finds a good grip on it, then tears off a piece of cloth. She then snugly wraps the cloth around my hand a few times before tucking the loose end of cloth underneath a flap. There, all done.
Wow, you're good at this.
Yeah, another survival tactic, you could call it. One you'll have to pick up on pretty quickly if you can't use healing magic. As if on cue, my stomach grumbles at Lux's mention of survival. Right, you still haven't eaten, huh?
I guess that's still pretty important.
You want some? Lux holds out a piece of cooked meat to me. The meat from the same carcass lying next to us. Oh, we are eating wolf?
I guess I don't have much of a choice.
Come on, girl. There you go. I grabbed the piece of meat from Lux and inspected it for a moment. Although it's burnt in a few places, the meat looks surprisingly edible in the current state. Still knowing that this meat came from a beast that I saw alive moments earlier. Come on, eat it. Eat it. It's gonna be delicious. It makes me uncomfortable, but at the same time.
Grah! This is what you get, you foul beast!
I chomp down my would-be killer's roasted flesh and it tastes edible. Come on, it's delicious. Come on. Well, either I finish this meat or I starve, so I continue eating. It's gonna be delicious, right? Luke softly claps in applause of my brave achievement.
Atta girl.
What a comment. Atta girl. Oh. I guess from here, in a way, we found out what kind of being she is.
Where we go? That feels better, doesn't it? Gee, you really should be more careful. Then again, that's what makes you so cute. Huh? You don't like it when I call you cute? Then I'll call you cute again. Cute as a button you are. Now come here.
She pulls me in close, wrapping her arms around me. I can feel her heartbeat against my cheek.
We can't stay like this forever. So let's make this moment last. This moment.
This moment?
Huh?
Day 7. Dreams and Desserts. Luke stands up for a moment, eyes wide and fingers curled before relaxing once she realizes it's only me helping myself awake.
Whew, you got me there for a second.
Luke lets out a sigh of relief.
Good morning. Good morning, Lux. Sorry for startling you.
Luke doesn't seem bothered by the name I've given her anymore, but she does tilt her head inquisitively.
Did you have any weird dreams? Weird?
That was definitely weird, but it's also way too embarrassing to admit to dreaming about. How would I even tell her about the dream?
Yeah. I dreamt of you and it got very intimate. Except you had cat ears and you were way more talkative. Ha, so weird, am I right?
Oh, she's not saying that. Whoopsie. The only thing weird about that scenario would be me. She'd never think the same of me again.
No. Nothing weird, just plain old regular dreams, yeah. I don't really remember my dreams at all once I wake up, so... Then why did you yell all of a sudden? Morning stretch? It's fine if you don't want to talk about it. Just know that there are fire in these parts, and they like to meddle with dreams.
Ah.
Oh, I had no idea. You know of them? Only through the studies. They're shy but mischievous tricksters who dwell in forests and enjoy stealing or even swapping the dreams of sentients, right? Right. They visited us last night. I dreamt of your father.
Of your father? How would you know her
My father?
He looks nuts.
Seems like a nice man, but he's also the reason you became a merchant instead of a mage, right? One of the reasons, yes? No, the main reason. I love my father, but Risk is a merchant's enemy, and he didn't want to risk losing his daughter to a passion so far removed from the family lineage. He's the one who convinced me to settle for a merchant's life. Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. No, it's okay. You're only recounting what the fire showed you. I'm the one letting things off my chest. Anyway, do you think the fire stole my dream and gave it to you? Yeah. And there's a chance they also gave my dream to you. To me?
But why would Luke's dream of herself? Or is there a chance that wasn't Luke's after all? That only confuses me even more.
Of course, they could have only stolen yours and thrown my dream out. Maybe. Just be on your guard when you sleep.
How do you even do that?
Don't be surprised if you see something you were better off not knowing. Oh, sure.
Better off not knowing? What could she mean? No, this is exactly the speculation Luke was ominously warning against. Besides, catfolk are just a tall tale parents tell to scare kids into behaving.
What?
VARIA? VARIA? Don't believe the tales, they are real! Actually, believe the tales, because they are real. I shouldn't look too much in her or her past if she isn't comfortable. But now that I think about it, we've been traveling together for a week now, and I barely know anything about Lynx.
Let's start backing up. We should be able to travel east for a few hours before the Lord cuts us off again. Yes, Mom!
Ma'am!
Sorry, Mom. I mean Lynx, Mom. I get it.
Snow crunches underfoot as we trek on. Wonderful sound. It's been a week since I embarked on this journey with Lynx, but there still doesn't seem to be an end in sight. The Lord continuously cuts us off just as we begin to make progress to the east. Not to mention, I never knew how huge these forests were until I had to hike through so much of them. Sometimes our world will be trapped here forever, but Lynx assures me that we'll find a way out, eventually. While walking all day is still tough, my legs are finally accustomed to our routine, making the pain more bearable. The same way my legs are acclimating, Lynx seems to be growing more talkative, making the afternoons less monotonous.
In warmer seasons, lots of flowers grow around here. Oh, what kind? Purple ones and white ones. I don't know the names, but they're beautiful.
I'd love to see them in full bloom. I've never seen a wildflower field in bloom flap before.
Really?
No, haha. I guess you could say I don't go out much.
Even after all your trips transporting goods between towns, you've never seen a flower field before?
A wild one.
Well, honestly, I haven't left my hometown much. This was only my third trip between towns. Before you know, all this happened.
Oh, unlucky on a couple levels.
Beyond changing cars from merchant to mountaineer.
Well, you haven't been out long enough to see a field of flowers. Now I could show them to you.
You know, you could combine some fire, growth, and protection spells to keep snowy areas like this suitable for plant life.
Really?
Yeah, it's a common enough practice that some farmers contract mages to keep their crops alive during the winter. It is a lengthy process, unfortunately. I doubt we'll have enough time to continually cast the necessary spells while outpacing him.
Is there a quicker spell to maybe grow a flower from your hand?
Not sure. Maybe I can just lick it in my toe for any notes on the subject.
Great.
A girl of a few words, as always. But I could tell underneath her scarf she was practically beaming with excitement. The news of potential flower spell put a little extra pep in Lynx's step, her free arm swinging in sync. Even though I've gotten used to Lynx's pace by now, we still hold hands throughout our marches. Maybe Lynx thinks I still need help, but I'm not complaining. The warmth and gentle squeeze from her hand is reassuring, especially when Lynx is in a good mood like now. Inevitably, neither of us can keep conversation going forever, and silence settles between us once more. Lost in a peace, my mind begins to wander. Wondering about myself, about where I am, about Lynx. I've shared a lot about myself these past few days with Lynx. By now, I wouldn't hesitate to call her a friend of mine. And yet there is still so little that I know about her. I know that she lives in these forests, and seems to like it here. I also know she has an endless curiosity for magic. She's a short-spoken but kind girl who knows some magic spells and survival skills. And that's about all I know about her. I know if she has an interest beyond magic. I know where she came from, or why she lives in the forest. I'm not even sure why she's helping me, beyond maybe the goodness of her heart. Though spending a week marching through the wilderness with someone you just met goes beyond kindness, doesn't it? So many questions. Where do I even start? Should I even bring such questions up with her? Well, at the very least, I do want to get to know her better, being that she's my friend and all. Of course, there is the chance that she doesn't view me as her friend. Does she? Does she not? I don't know. My head hurts.
Enough worrying. I'll just ask.
Ask what?
I said it out loud again, didn't I?
Yep. Is there something on your mind?
Well, actually...
Alright, now the question is, are those questions like really important? Can I ask all of those questions? But this kinda important. I kinda would like to ask all of them, not gonna lie. Alright, let's start up with the easiest question. What's your favorite color?
So... What's your favorite color?
Huh? I've never thought about that. That's it? That was less insightful than I had hoped. Maybe I could ask her something else. Where
did you come from?
This one's been burning questions, Mike. Has she lived in the forest her entire life? Or did she come from somewhere else before making forest home? I have to ask.
So, Lux, can I ask you, where did you come from?
No.
I guess that's my bad for phrasing the question like that. How was it like growing up here?
Lux had mentioned playing with icicles when she was younger. Maybe now she'd be more willing to open up about her past experiences in the forest.
So, how was it like growing up here? I couldn't even begin to imagine how different it must be to the town life I was used to.
You get used to it.
I see.
My turn. What's gotten into you? Why do you suddenly care so much about my past?
I'm sorry! I didn't mean to offend your words.
I didn't answer my question.
Lux,
I can feel a lump forming in my throat alongside a sense of helplessness.
I'm sorry.
I'm so stupid. I pushed her into a corner with a question that crossed the line. Don't cry. I'm sorry. I let out a sniffle, barely able to look Lux in the eye.
I'm sorry for cracking those questions.
Don't apologize, really. It was my fault. I always tried avoiding talking about my past. I never told you how much of a touchy subject it was to me. So, sorry for making you cry. But please, for your sake, please don't ask about my past.
Okay.
I wanna know. I so want to know, man.
I was asking because I just wanted to get to know you better as a friend.
Sorry. I didn't know. The silence is much more uncomfortable now, like a rushing river now frozen. I didn't mean for things to end up like this. But now that the mood's been soured, I don't know how to recover. Does Lux won't talk anymore? Does she even want to listen to me?
Hey!
You first.
No, please, you first, I insist.
Ah, well. You know, I was thinking. I know I don't talk much about myself. There is some things I can touch on, but others are fair game. I should do a better job letting you know which is which. Or what's the difference between something I don't have much to say on and something I won't have much to say on. Does that make any sense? I stare in awe for a moment at Lux's sudden trust in me. Hello?
Yeah, it does make sense.
So I could start now by sharing a little bit about myself. Since we're friends. She said it.
She said the thing. We are friends. Oh, please do tell.
A green pear roasted over a fire. It tastes cozy. That's my favorite treat for the winter. At least whenever I can get my hands on them. I've never found them in the wild, so I don't think they grow around here. I only really get them when I go into town.
You go to town? Sorry, Nornette, I was just curious.
No, that's fine. I've been to a town before. That's all I can say. Oh. So maybe they did meet. Based on the dream earlier. Maybe they did meet. Or maybe they didn't. We'll see. Then again, it might have been Lux's dream, right? Sorry.
That's fine. Green pears, huh?
They're an interesting fruit. Sweet but almost bitter. I was never fond of the texture of them raw, but maybe they're better roasted. I don't like roasted apples, for example. Yeah, I feel like apples in form different than raw or juice are not good. Yeah, I don't like them. Anyway, but what's strange is that they should grow around here. They're not that uncommon. Better yet, I think they can survive winter. Maybe she just hasn't seen them?
Lux?
Oops, too loud.
Do you know how green pears grow?
No?
Underground. Hey? I'm not a farmer, but it probably looks kinda like weeds at first glance. So if you didn't know, you're probably just been
walking right past it. Lux holds her face in her hands. That explains it. I'll have to look for some in the warmer months. Thank you.
Nothing, it's nothing.
Ah, now I wish we could eat some now.
I may have an idea. If I recall correctly, we're pretty resilient and survive in the cold here. It's just a matter of uncovering them.
We don't have time for that.
Unless we use Agilao to melt some snow around us as we walk. You might need to rest sooner, but what do you say?
Yes. I mean, sure. We can try that.
Now, how did you manage to cast Agilao again?
We had practiced casting minor spells nice since that night, but Agilao had proven to be a surprisingly fickle spell for the two of us. Still, we had at least a couple more hours of daylight to kill. So long as we didn't need to slow down, I could take my time honing our casting skills. Imagine a fire. Imagine
a fire. Imagine a fire.
I fidgeted around with Lux's hand as I tried to maintain a proper grip. Digits interlock. She's blushing, interlocking, wrapping around her knuckles with the tips of my fingers. To be fair, they both blushed. Our palms laying flat against each other, slowly swaying with each step of ours. Well, thinking I give her a little squeeze. Is this part of the casting ritual?
Sorry, I was just trying to figure out if our hand holding was off.
Was it?
Answer the question. Yes, no, I have no clue.
Lux squeezes my hand back. Is this better? Why is my mouth so dry all of a sudden? Answer, Delia. You have to answer.
Yes?
What? I can feel my cheeks heating up. They must be so red right about now.
Maybe this is a substitute for Agilao.
No need. Lux lifts her arm to show me her glove set ablaze.
Oh!
Wait, I was thinking out loud again. And who cares, we have fire.
Now we just have to keep our eyes peeled. Never mind.
The day draws on, yet it bears no fruit. Literally. We march onwards until Lux suddenly stops, leaving me in front of for once. There! I think I see a green pear.
Really?
That wheat over there looks different. Upon further inspection, small purple dots blotch the otherwise green wheat.
You're right.
As Lux approaches the alleged fruit, the snow around it melts away to reveal...
Look, there's a whole bunch of them. Let's grab some.
You should let go first.
Oh, right.
Dude instantly switched off. Interesting. I let go of her hand. Burning all the pearls after all that trouble would be a disaster, as comical as it would be. Now, Luke steps up to the plant, sizing it up. The moment of truth. She reaches out, grips the weed and gives a tug. And out slides. Yay! I reach a hand up for a high five, but Luke just looks at me. After a moment, Luke also raises her hand. Yes? It feels like I'm more excited than her. Then again, maybe I weirded her out with the concept of a high five.
That's what you were looking for, right?
After a moment of staring, Luke nods emphatically, a good sign. Yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm just happy I could help. Shall we set up a camp?
Yeah. Let's roast some pears.
Yeah!
I think this one is about done.
Oh, nice. You should have the
You should have the first one.
Oh, no, I couldn't. They are your favorite.
It's thanks to you we have them. And I wanted to see you try them.
Oh, well then if you insist.
Just go halfsies. Luke hands me her skewer, which I lift towards my mouth. After blowing on the hot piece of fruit for a moment, I take a bite.
Yeah, that's good. The smoke flavor goes really well with the sweetness. It almost tastes like the inside of an apple pie, but kinda better.
Okay. I'm glad you liked it. Alright. I'm going to walk back on the apples part. Apple pies are good. Anyway. Another one.
Say, you're smiling right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Under your scarf, I mean. And if you aren't gonna swear, that means I'm right?
Not answering.
You should take the rest of this one. I'll eat the next one that's ready.
Sure. Luke takes the rest of the pear and digs in. As she takes her first bite, she closes her eyes and she chews. I wonder what she's thinking. After a couple of more bites, Luke finishes off the fruit and looks at me. Thank you. I really enjoyed this.
Oh, well, I'm glad you like the fruit. It means all of our efforts were worth it.
Not just a green pear. For a lot more. Luke doesn't elaborate further, but I think I get the gist of what she's trying to say.
It's no problem at all, Lux.
Lux.
Who? Is the name bothering you again? Should I stop?
No. It's taking a bit of getting used to, but having a name can be nice. The crackles of the campfire fill the night air with a peaceful bliss as we share more of our roasted treats with each other. Days go by without an end in sight. The Lord's ever-present threat limits how far east the two can travel before making way for him. March east, Sir Videland, march northwest, come for the night. I wouldn't be surprised if they walked in circles. March east, Sir Videland, march south, come for the night. In the grand scheme of things, their travels would seem quite monotonous. But neither of them would agree with such a sentiment. For despite the tyrant snowscape of trees jailing their view of the horizon, the long stretches of silence coating their many steps, and the occasional awkwardness rearing its ugly head, this was the most alive either had felt in years. Nice. Do you have a favorite flower?
Maybe tulips?
You know what we'll do? We'll end the episode right here. And we will continue tomorrow. We'll see where this goes from this point on. Because it feels like, in a way, you know, eating pears and so on was sort of the end of the day. To me, at least. Maybe I'm incorrect. But we'll approach this exactly in this way. And afterwards, we will continue forward. Yeah, and we'll see where this all goes. We'll see where this all goes. This is a lovely game. Glad I stumbled upon it on itch. Itch, you know, to be fair, itch like Steam can get you in various places. Some of the games are absolutely fantastic, like this one. Some of them are something that you would rather, you know, feel like you'd rather never run into something like this. Some of them are like neutral or whatever, but yeah, this one is definitely I would say gold found among, you know, all that is on each, and a lot of it mostly for, let's face it, itch and Steam as well. I feel like most of the games are kinda meh, but once you truly find something, it's great. Yeah, and this is one of those greats. Yeah. Alright, but that's it for today. We'll continue the story tomorrow, as always. I might actually try to record at night. On the same day as I recorded this episode, but we'll see. We'll see. We will see. I will see. You will see another episode on the next day. Yeah, if anything. But, you know, it might not be recorded at night. Anyway, whatever. I must stop talking about this stuff. Consider liking the video. If you're new around, consider subscribing too. Always appreciate it if you stay around. And, well, we'll play this game until the end, and then we'll play more games after that. Yeah, that's the plan. I wish you all a wonderful day. Bye-bye.